Hello, I am Qiyara and welcome to my video. Today I just wanted to talk about my newest obsession, which is Wuthering Waves. Before I start absolutely praising the game for a ton of stuff, I do want to give a little bit of backstory on my history with the game. I did play the game on release. I'm not normally one to reroll, so I have stuck with the same account throughout my whole experience with the game. After about the first 2 or 3 weeks of the game being out, I really stopped playing, like regularly playing. I wasn't doing I wasn't really keeping up with the story of the game. I wasn't doing too much beyond dailies and occasionally doing events. And then there have been plenty of points where I just stopped playing altogether, and then I would come back and start doing dailies again and maybe an event here or there, but I wasn't consistently doing much beyond that. I played enough to get Camellia because she was my favorite character since the initial story. After I got Camellia, I kind of stopped playing altogether, and then I came back and was doing dailies and occasionally events, and that was my overall experience in the game until about 2 weeks ago. Just like a lot of people, I have been sucked into gacha games for the last like 2 or 3 years, maybe longer than that. Recently, one of my favorite gacha games, Honkai Star Rail, has been seriously lacking in story, and like the way they present the story is not as good as they have shown that they can do. It just feels lazy and greedy. So I decided, after hearing tons of people praise 2.0 and its subsequent story, I decided to give it another shot. So on April 4th, I dubbed WuWa Wednesday, and I started my catch-up journey. First off with 1.1, Mount Firmament and the whole area around it is a super interesting area. It's not anything too crazy or too like out of this world, but I wasn't just gonna stop right there, because I know when Mount Firmament originally released, Changli came along with it, at least during one point of Mount Firmament being out. She is a character that I really liked her design. I don't really care about her character throughout playing the story too much, but she's a really cool designed character, and her playstyle is a little bit restrictive, but I still think she's fun. The overall story of Mount Firmament was definitely an improvement from the base game that I had already played, the 1.0 story. It wasn't anything like it wasn't like a whole new game, but it was definitely an improvement, and I was interested in the story for the most part, except during one part when you first meet Jinzhou in the cave area and you're with Changli, and they just keep talking and talking and talking, and then I skip dialogue there. But besides that, I don't think I've skipped really much other dialogue. But the boss fight there was cool. The releasing Jue was cool. I did really like it, but I know that that wasn't the part of the story that everyone was praising, so I carried on. Next up was the Black Shours, which I honestly was super excited for, because Camellia is from the Black Shours. She's like a Blake Bloom bearer. Is that what they call it? The flower? Whatever. I was super excited for it. I also had heard really good things about Shorekeeper. I really like Shorekeeper's design. I would have pulled for her on her initial banner if I had been actually keeping up with the game and playing, but since I was only doing dailies and occasionally events, and I saw that Camellia was the next patch, I couldn't bring myself to pull for her. In this story, there is a significant increase in the quality of voice acting. Shorekeeper carried the shit out of this story. And it also seemed like during this point in the story, they kind of took off the restriction on the European voice actors having their accent, because it definitely seems like the beginning characters, they were forced to try to like get rid of their accent or like talk without their European accent. I guess it's not getting rid of an accent, it's more like masking it with a like more American accent, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, during this Black Shours story, it definitely felt like they leaned more into that. By far, Shorekeeper, I've already glazed her done, but amazing. I really like Shorekeeper. She's definitely like, if Black Shours is the home, she's the housewife, she's the home wife. So we like Shorekeeper. And then beyond just the story, the location of the Black Shours is really, really cool. I love the look of it. The exploration isn't like anything crazy. It's pretty small and compact, but it's a really beautiful area. And the music that plays throughout the area, throughout walking around and walking through the TethisDeep, it's amazing. It reminds me of Nier. If any of you guys have played Nier, you can probably agree with me that some of it kind of does give off Nier vibes. It's really, really good. I'm a big fan of Square Enix music in their games, so that was something I was very pleased by. On to 2.0, RInacita. This is by far the most hyped up story. Not that I've heard necessarily about, but I heard a lot of people really, really liked the story for this. I didn't know really anything going into it at all, besides that you could somehow fly now, which going into RInacita and going into that first area of RInacita where Phoebe kind of walks you around a little bit, that place is amazing. It's gorgeous. It looks so good. It's very like Greece, Rome inspired. Maybe not Greece. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not good at geography. I don't know where Greece is, but very Rome inspired. That's what I meant to say. And with like the mob-esque families makes a lot of sense with the Montellis and the Thessalias, whatever they're called. I definitely messed up their name, but I don't care. They're definitely like Italian mob boss family kind of thing, and it really fits the area. And then once you get actually into the big part of the island past the church, it just, the world opens up to you. You get your glider, then you can get more stamina for it from getting a little bit of exploration in all the different areas, and it truly is just a fun experience to explore. The story, I was talking to one of my friends, Terry. If you are watching this, maybe you are Terry or you know of Terry. So hi, Terry. Anyway, I was talking to them about how when I was playing this game, I was actually looking forward to the next parts of the story. And I feel like I haven't had that happen for a gacha game. It's been a long, long time. I feel like no other game has been quite like this one, that I was excited to do the next part of the story, and it didn't feel kind of like a chore. Another thing that RInacita really, really leaned into was, like I said, with Shorekeeper, her voice acting was phenomenal. But with RInacita, it feels like everyone's voice acting is phenomenal. They all sound amazing. They have one of my favorite voice actors in the last couple years, Jennifer English, voices Carlotta. Zani with her thick Italian accent, it's just amazing. We've got Mamma Mia, which I know a lot of people don't like the way that she says Mamma Mia on Rochia. Overall, I just think that the voice acting just stepped up to a whole nother level, and it improves the entire area. You can walk around and you can hear the people talking about random things, and I don't know, it just sounds like a living, breathing world. I have only done up to the point where you actually go to the festival. You do the festival. So I'm pretty sure the next thing I need to do is to go do the Cartethia stuff that was just recently released. So I am excited for that, and I am planning on doing that tomorrow as I'm recording right now, which might be the day of posting this, depending on if I get this video finished in a timely manner. With the story that I have done, I can clearly see the improvements that Kuro has made in their game, and it really does make me have faith in them, because I have seen all the player feedback as an outsider, as someone who wasn't even playing the game, and that they were actually changing the stuff that players were giving feedback on, unlike other games. You know who I'm talking about. And with that, it gives me the confidence that this game is not just a greedy cash grab. Within like the first week or two of the game coming out, I did make a video with my first impressions on the game after I'd already finished the 1.0 story. I had quite a few gripes with the game, which are now mostly resolved. My biggest pet peeve was that the camera just bugged out a lot. It like locked on to things that weren't there, or it like pulled your camera away for no reason, and that really did ruin my experience in the start. So I'm glad that they fixed that stuff. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to say in this video. I'm not sure how this came across. I'm not very articulate with being able to describe why I like what I like and how I like really see how they improved. So it's probably not a very informative video or anything like that, but I hope that it at least got the message that I wanted to get across, which is Wuthering Waves is an incredible game, and I highly suggest that you play it if you haven't. The beginning of the story does seem like a slog. If you can power through it and get to at least the Black Shours, then it picks up, and it's just an absolute joy of a time till the end. With that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like. Leave a comment down below if you think I forgot to say something, or if you can maybe understand what I was saying and word it in a better way that I could have worded it. I'll read the comment and I'll be like, you know what, good idea. I'll try to lock it away in my brain to use later. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day / night. I will hopefully see you next time. Bye bye.